InshaAllah, by the end of Ramadan we have so many programs coming out and would like to expand the technologies and how we're using these technologies, that they'll be making professional recordings and putting out the nasheed videos, that the YouTube live will be encouraging special classes on Thursday nights in which it'll be interactive and people can ask their questions, and then our gentleman here will convey those questions so that we'll be more interactive on a more of a teaching type of platform of tafakkur, meditation, contemplation, and how to reach towards these realities. This tariqah and all tariqahs I would imagine, but we can only speak for this tariqah, all of its haqqaiqs and realities are based on the mastering of tafakkur and contemplation. Beyond the reality of meditation into the depth of making oneself to be nothing, and how to visualize the Shaykh in our life. That if we negate ourself and visualize the Shaykh in front of us, that taking a life in which I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing, it's my somethingness that blocks me from everything. These realities, these teachings, this way is all based on how we understood that tafakkur. When we don't understand the meditation, then the teachings of the tariqah have a completely different flavour. It means it's something you're just learning like a philosophy, but not something that you're tasting. This is the way of Dhawq, this is the way of tasting. Whatever the Shaykh says, when you're trained you should be able to taste it, see it, because these are al-yaqeen, these are the knowledges of certainty, not knowledge of philosophy, especially spoken by one whom is in that reality, not somebody reading somebody else's reality. Ilmu-yaqeen means the knowledge of certainty, so you must be certain of that knowledge. Means you might have known it, you witnessed it through your heart and you tasted it, otherwise you're a liar. In tariqah it's a lying. You can't read somebody's book and talk about this reality. Ilmu-yaqeen means that the Shaykh took you to that knowledge, with your heart you witnessed that knowledge, and with the haqqaiq you tasted it. You came back, it's burned upon your heart, you bring it out as often as Allah wants you to. That's why it's not from a book, it's from the book that Allah wrote within their soul. They merely retrieve that knowledge. That knowledge of reality is not going to open and manifest itself without the ayn, without the vision of reality. So ilmu yaqeen, aynul yaqeen, aynul yaqeen is the eye of certainty. So means this way, and it's the bounty of its fruit are the knowledges. Naqshbandi's secret is knowledge. Naqshbandi's karama, miracle is the knowledge in which mawlana Shah Naqshband Fardul Alam wa Shaykh Kull, in which his reality, the reality of his sainthood, the reality of his soul, the depth into the reality of the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad is bringing that out. That's a gift from our father, our grandfather Mawlana Shah Naqshband. Anybody who's anywhere near Naqshbandi association is dressed from that. You must be from that family, that Mawlana Shah Naqshband allowing you into those associations, whether to watch it for 5 seconds on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever media and medium it's reaching you, it's by permission of Allah, by permission of Sayyidina Muhammad and the ulul am, so especially Mawlana Shah Naqshband. So these knowledges that he's bringing out of those realities, those are the ilm al-yaqeen. This ilm, the depth of this knowledge, when we're talking about the haqqaiq of the light of Sayyidina Muhammad, it's like a philosophy unless you develop aynul yaqeen. So it's not something you can or you want to or maybe you'll do, it's the tariqah's foundation. If you're using your physical eyes, this world is about to get very, very dangerous. The Dajjal, he plays through the physical eyes. So now all the shaykhs are testing all their students and making the whole physical world to be confusing, where everywhere you look is a fitna. Every television you turn on is going to be fitna. Fitna means mass confusion. So what did they train us all our life is, don't take your life by your physical eyes. It can be deceived. It's a magic show. You know the sense of Hollywood was based on magic show. When they created Hollywood, it was to be a magic show where they would give illusions, you know, of a different world, a different life, a different existence. Through a box you would watch it and you would enter into an illusion. So then everything now became that, this entire dunya is an illusion. So then this knowledge not going to make sense from these physical eyes. People who live in a physical eye and just only live by their physical eye don't understand what these teachings are about or even what its purpose is. The power of these knowledges, they're changing your soul. So when we said ni'mat-e-ishq, when we were talking about the ni'mat-e-ishq, and they said that, with your hand you've changed my destiny. And people say, oh this for Allah. Yeah, but Allah when He guides His shaykhs, when He guides the ulul am that speak on this subject, means the minute you stepped into this room or on that box or on that vision and you heard something that you never heard before of a reality and haqqaiq, immediately it changed your destiny. SubhanAllah. Immediately changed your destiny. If all day long you were just going to work and riding the bus back and forth, that was your station, you would live and die at that reality. If Allah inspired you, sit with them and now listen to a reality, a haqqaiq. That haqqaiq immediately goes to your soul, the malaika are writing it, that now this person heard this Muhammadan haqqaiq. It gave a tashrif and a nobility to your kitab and to who you are. You're a custodian for Muhammadan realities. That reality just is your soul, even if your physicality doesn't understand a single word that Shaykh said. Because when you go to sleep and the zalim sleeps, the soul is up and free to do it at once. It goes to Allah and said that, I went to an association or I heard something online and this was a haqqaiq and a reality of Prophet, and Allah's response is to the soul, swim in it. If you heard it, swim and enter into that ocean, and the soul moves into that ocean to absorb as much of that reality as it can. And that gives the nobility and the honour to the soul, that it's now coming with all these realities. So means every time the shaykhs are talking and teaching, they're dressing the souls of people. They're uplifting the soul of that person to a haqqaiq and a reality which every night they'll enter into an association. More understanding is every night there's a continuous association with these ulama, with these awliya. There's never a downtime, your soul is not sleeping. It's either an association with them, association with Sayyidina Muhammad or in divine oceans of rahmah, whatever Allah want to dress upon that soul. So that ayn al-yaqeen is then a training, that you have to sit with them and train, that I want to open the eye of my heart. But then they teach you, close the eyes of your head. You're going to take everything from your physical eyes, how your spiritual eye going to open? Close your eyes. Sit at home and pretend your room is a grave, and that, Ya Rabbi, I'm not going anywhere with these physical eyes, I just want to sit and I want to see myself in association of light. And it's like a GPS system, you have to be very clear what you're asking for. So I want to be with my shaykh. As I am with him physically and I see him physically or I watch him online physically, I want to be always. Wa Allah ittaqullah wa kunu ma sadiqeen. It's an order from Allah. It's not made up by shaykhs. Allah says, have a taqwa and kunu ma sadiqeen, keep the company of these sadiqs. Not only physically, because Allah has no time, Allah is not from a physical dimension only. So at all times keep their company. So are you training to keep their company? So as soon as you sit home that my shaykh must be there. If shaitan is there, you must believe the shaykh is there. With the Shaykh, the shaitan has no power, he's taking the power from the ulul am. Shaitan takes from izzatullah, izzat Rasul wa izzat al-mu'mineen. If shaitan is there, the shaykh must definitely be there to protect you. So it means that when you're sleeping or when you're meditating and trying to contemplate, you begin to open al-yaqeen that I'm nothing ya Rabbi, I'm nothing, and that I want to see the presence of my shaykh and that my shaykh is present with me. And if you can't see him, it's not important, you just know that he's there. Begin to talk to him, begin to converse with him, begin to ask his information, his guidance. Don't be like the people of Nabi Musa that said, I want to see you. And Allah said, what are you going to see? It's not that darajat that easy like that. So Ummah Muhammad comes with the perfected adab. So I want to be in your presence, I'm no one and I don't deserve to see you. That I'm just asking to be in your presence and build that relationship. Let them begin to lift the veil of seeing their presence. That you feel your presence always with them, that you're always in an association with them, that you're always communicating with them. Build that communication is what protects you from the Dajjal. The Dajjal is going to be operating on the surface with a magic show, and he's going to control everything that you see through your eyes and hear through your ears. When you shut off the eyes and shut off the ears, he doesn't have access to the heart. So I mean the party of Allah, the people of Allah, they are the people of the heart. Immediately they can shut down all the senses and they open up the sense within their heart. They see with their soul, they hear with their soul, they connected with their soul into the association of light. Where there in that association are all their shaykhs, as-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabi wa salaamu alaykum ibadillahi saliheen. Saliheen are what? Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, Shuhada'i wa Saliheen. They're all in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad in that world of light. We must be able to train ourselves to see that world of light. That knowledge, ilmu yaqeen, now moves with aynul yaqeen. They opened up the ayn. The ayn is also Allah's ayn, which is alim. Ayn, so these alim, Allah addressed them with sifat al-alim, ancient knowledges. Now even more power for their knowledge comes, because the ilmu yaqeen they're taking and feeding. This is the food that they take from their shaykh. These knowledges is their food, their sustenance. They train on how to open their eye. Allah when it begin to open their ayn, actually opens their ayn, the Arabic ayn. That's when they say, oh what's the language of paradise? They say Arab. It's not Arab, it's Ayn al-Rab. It was a code, it wasn't Arab. So, oh the language is for Arab, no, it's Ayn al-Rab. It's not that it's a Middle Eastern paradise, there's no language, there's no lisan. It's a world of light, you communicate through the world of light. What Prophet was giving a hint that the word Arab has a Rabb in it, means that the languages of paradise are Rabbaniyun, these are lordly souls, it's a kingdom. And the language in which they speak, Allah dressed them with His alim, His ancient knowledges. That's why Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. Abu Bakr was Abdullah, 4 ayns that are all around. The owner of all knowledge is Sayyidina Muhammad. That's why we say Abdullah is a high rank, Rijalullah are the ones who are in studying for that reality. They cannot reach to be ibadullah without being Rijalullah, they have to be trained. Once these Rijal are trained, they'll be trained in their tafakkur until their heart become open, Ahlul Basirah. When the heart become open, Allah give her permission to start to dress him from my ayn. So these are alims, they actually know Allah's ancient knowledges. Through that ancient knowledge that now flowing through their heart, what they learn, what they see is a definite haqq. So they know it like they know their hand, they have seen that reality. So when they speak the truth, because they heard it They witness it, they tasted it. When they speak, it's a complete truth that comes out for them. It dresses the soul of the students. So it means these associations not like other associations. They're not a philosophy class, but they're actual training facility that take these knowledges. They're going to change the condition of your soul. When your soul becomes a noble soul with the custodians of the Muhammadan light, every rizq comes to you, every reality comes to you. Why? Because this is now a Muhammadan light. When Allah feekum Rasulullah and they say, oh he's amongst you, he's inside of your reality. If you're carrying all his knowledges all his haqqaiqs, you are becoming Muhammadiyoon. Because you're carrying these knowledges, you're carrying the love of Prophet. Their soul, when we're describing that their soul entered into the reality of Prophet. They're sitting in the heart, and muqarrabiyun, the throne of Allah is sitting upon that throne is Sayyidina Muhammad. Who are then the muqarrabiyun? That they are just in days looking who is on the throne of Allah. Sayyidina Muhammad. Allah said, the king is on the throne and I sit upon his heart. So muqarrabiyun, their souls are circumambulating that reality at all times, taking from all the tajalli of that reality. Now imagine that tajalli where they are in that reality, wherever they are it dresses their physicality. So wherever they are they're shining from the lights of what their soul is being dressed at all moments. That's why that fayaz comes out, that's why that ni'mat comes out, that's why all those blessings come out, because of whom they're with and whom they love. That soul is dressing their physicality. If you find one of them, they're emanating from that light, emanating from that haqqaiq, emanating from those knowledges. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa Basirah Surat al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah. Allah bless you. InshaAllah we'll be back online 11:45 or so, because we're late now, we're starting late inshaAllah. We'll eat and then come back for Salatul Tarawih, Salatul Isha, Salatul Tarawih. Again, anybody who wants, and there's nothing by force, it's eat light. The power of Ramadan comes in Salatul Tarawih. There's a tremendous amount of qudra coming. Anytime you eat a lot for these energy events, the energy goes all into the stomach to digest the food. If you keep your stomach to be a little bit light, you feel that energy much more, and then you can eat after. You can pack any food you want in it to go and eat just a little bit now to nourish yourself. Anybody who wants to stay for Salatul Tahajjud, and if they're watching online, same thing, keep your stomach to be light, close your eyes, put some nice headphones and ask to enter into that energy, to feel that faiz that entering into the hearts inshaAllah. Thank you very much. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullah.
Welcome to Muhammadan Way YouTube channel, your premier destination for videos on Sufi spirituality, classical Islamic teachings and realities of the soul. With a library of over 1,000 videos and new titles uploaded weekly. Join us to discover true meaning and inner peace in our often troubled world. Click the link now to subscribe.